Permanent residence. This video is going to explain what permanent residence is, the application process, common pitfalls, and why EEA citizens should apply for a permanent residence card ahead of Brexit. According to EU law, EEA nationals who stay in another member state for more than 3 months must exercise a so-called qualifying activity to be able to continue residing in that state. The main qualifying activities are employment, self-employment, study and economic self-sufficiency. The latter two required a person to have comprehensive sickness insurance. After 5 years of continuous residence in the UK exercising one or several of these qualifying activities, an EEA national may qualify for permanent residence. With permanent residence, EEA nationals have the right to live in the UK for the rest of their life and are no longer required to carry out a qualifying activity. Permanent residence does not expire, but it can be lost if the EEA national is absent from the UK for more than 2 years. In theory, EEA nationals acquire permanent residence automatically by law as soon as they meet the necessary requirements. If they wish to have formal proof and confirmation of their status, they must apply for a permanent residence card. While a residence card does not grant the holder any additional rights, it's an official confirmation of an EEA national's status as a permanent resident, and may therefore help them avoid administrative hassle in the future, especially in light of the UK's upcoming departure from the EU and changes to immigration law. To qualify for permanent residence, an EEA national must have lived in the UK for a continuous period of 5 years. Individuals are allowed to spend time outside the UK during those 5 years, but shouldn't leave the country for more than 6 months at a time, as this will break the continuity of their residence. The Home Office has some discretion in this matter though. It's crucial that EEA nationals list and account for any absences exceeding 6 months and provide justification as well as supporting evidence when making their application. In addition to the 5-year requirement, an EEA national must have been exercising a qualifying activity according to EU free movement rules throughout that time in the UK. They must have been a worker, self-employed, a student or self-sufficient person, or a combination of these. It's really important that students and self-sufficient individuals have private comprehensive sickness insurance for the whole duration of their stay. This is a frequent stumbling block, especially for students who often rely on the NHS only, which is insufficient for the purposes of acquiring permanent residence. The government has made assurances that it will introduce a new settled status scheme to replace permanent residence once the UK has left the EU. However, at the moment the details of this scheme are still being negotiated, which is why we would advise EEA nationals who meet the eligibility requirements to apply for a permanent residence card now. This will give them the peace of mind that their status is secured and will reduce the administrative hassle of going through the whole application process for settled status once it is introduced. According to the government, individuals who already hold a permanent residence card will be able to exchange it for free for settled status when it comes into operation. If you have any questions about any of the issues addressed in this video, please get in touch.